Vancouver a couple million years ago. We played this show, and it was a good show. It was okay. We didn't sell very many CDs, but after we played, this very beautiful girl came up and she bought like 5 of our CDs, anyway, we went out after that, and I was obsessed. I was just like, oh my god, this person's so cool. And it was like the first friend I'd made in the city, and she was older, and she owned a restaurant at the time, and so we used to go there, and she would give us pierogies for free. And my heart was captured. That was back when I ate pierogies. I don't eat pierogies anymore. But anyway, I went through this weird thing, basically, pretty much with anybody that I like, even just a little bit, even if I just like them a little, I create a tick that I can do when they are around me, or prior to seeing me, that helps me calm down. And my tick with this person in particular was that whenever she would buzz and be like, hey, it's me, I'm coming up, I'd be like, okay, and then I would get on the phone. I would call my messages, or I would call somebody, even though she was coming up, so that when she appeared, I was on the phone. And this is total mania, and I don't expect anyone to understand what I'm talking about, because it's totally mental, but probably the first 3 months that we were in each other's lives, every time she saw me, I was on the phone, and I'd be like, I would get off the phone really quickly, and then I was fine, and I wasn't nervous anymore. And for a long time before we would play shows, I would take whatever was in my pockets and I would create a little pile behind my amp. And so if it was just like, this sounds like autism. That's cool, because anything that's actually wrong with me, I've managed to turn into an incredibly attractive attribute of mine, and so it's how I pick people up. Telling this person I couldn't read, which is not funny in any way. You shouldn't have laughed. So, it's not funny that people can't read. I know people that couldn't read at a very late age, but I wasn't making fun of them. I just feel like sometimes I wasn't. Don't antagonize me, second balcony. I wasn't. It's just sometimes I'm really shy, and I don't know. Remember when we told those girls in grade 9 that we didn't know how to read the clocks? Yeah, exactly. These are prime examples that our junior high was really mean, and we got picked on a lot, and halfway through junior high, they put a whole bunch of new girls into our school, and Sarah and I loved them. They were so cool, and they had this little gang, and they all hung out, and they didn't do drugs, or they weren't mean, and Sarah and I desperately wanted to be friends with them. And so one day we were hanging out with them at the bus stop, and Sarah asked what time it was, and they were like, oh, you don't have a watch? And Sarah was like, no, Tegan and I didn't ever learn how to read time. And they were like, yeah, right, and we kept it going for nearly a year. This song is about having a double line on your phone. And if you ever get into a relationship with me, I advise you to get rid of the double line, because I do get offended when you go to the other line when you're talking to me. Because why would you want to talk to anyone but me? Because you know what? If I like you, I don't want to talk to anyone else either, not even Sarah or my mom. That's how you roll. What'd you say? That's how you roll. That's how I roll, yeah. What's it say? What does it say? It says, dead dove do not eat. That's funny. I like it. Just throw it up here. Yeah. Thank you. It looks like it might be too small. Or too big for. Or too small for me. I can't decide what it looks like. I'll look at it later. Thank you. I start to wonder.